Hi there, my name is Ron Parrish and I'm in Bali, Indonesia. I'm actually in the central part of Bali up in the mountains. It's rather cool this morning and we're in the middle of a beautiful park. It's a botanical garden that is gorgeous. I actually live here in Bali and I hike to this park from the house that I live in. So I know you're jealous, but I've chosen this place to want to convey to you, want to train you in some spiritual exercises. Today I've chosen one that's called palms up, palms down. Now, I actually call it palms up, palms down, palms up, and you'll see why. I learned it for the first time over 30 years ago from Richard Foster in his book, The Celebration of Discipline. And I've always been attracted to spiritual disciplines, spiritual exercises that help build our faith and help us to grow in our relationship with God. And there's so many creative ways we could do that. This is a way that we could learn to transfer our stresses, our burdens, our worries onto the Lord. And so what you do is you find a comfortable place to sit. It could be outdoors, it could be indoors, it could be in your favorite easy chair at your house. Be sure you're alone, although let me explain to you, we may have people walk by us here. We're in a park. You hear a sound of a chainsaw in the distance, and actually there's tropical birds overhead. But in this setting, I find it so easy to just literally transfer my cares to the Lord. He's invited us to do that. And this is one way we could do that simply by using our hands. So with your hands, hold your hands out and envision the things that you're carrying in your life. All of us are carrying something. There's something that's keeping you awake at night. There may be something that's causing you to tense your jaw. It may be a kind of a stream of consciousness about things that you feel responsible for, or things that you need to take care of, an unfinished task. Maybe you've heard some bad news that's made you sad. You feel a sense of heaviness for a friend or a family member or your parents or one of your children. So envision those things in your hand. You're carrying them. And now envision, in fact, you may want to pause the video right now and just think a minute. What are the things that are causing me to stress or worry? Write them down. Think about them. What are the heavy places in my life? So I'll give you a minute to do that if you want to. Now, as we've identified the things that are heavy on our hearts, imagine Jesus standing in front of us with a big smile on his face saying, I'll take that. I'll carry those. He said that, cast your cares upon me, for he cares for us. He said, come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden. That's us. So we come to him and we envision him. And it may be that you need to close your eyes. I don't really need to. Just envision him. And now with the things that I'm carrying, I transfer them to him. And here's how I do it. I basically slowly turn my hands downward, my palms down, and all of the things that are heavy for me are dropping to the ground. They're falling at his feet. All the things that I'm thinking about at night, the things that cause me to tense up, the things that are just heavy for me emotionally, I'm letting them fall at the feet of Jesus. And imagine yourself doing that. And if once again you need to pause and do that, practice it. Just practice it. And it didn't need to take a long time, but just envision it. How does it feel? I know how it feels for me. I find such lightness of soul just thinking he's taking my burdens. He's taking the things that I'm carrying. He's delighting in sharing my yoke with me. He's carrying it for me. Now there's one more step, and actually this was not in Richard Foster's book years ago, so I've added it and actually forgot that I added it, but I think this is important. Now with your palms down, slowly turn them back upward, and now in this position, imagine Jesus filling your hands with the good things that he wants to give us. The abundance, joy, peace, forgiveness, his mission, his purpose, his task, his glory. Imagine him sharing everything he has with us. He said, take my yoke upon you. Take my burdens upon you, for they're easy and light. And so receive, as it were, His burdens for us. And as we do that, I can't help but having a smile on my face. How do you feel about that? What I'd like you to do now is to jot down your feelings, jot down your thoughts about it. Now, what I just did with you is one of many exercises. In fact, there's 101 in this book. It's called Building Your Spiritual Core, 101 Creative Ways to Connect with God. This is lesson number 40. And there's a cluster of lessons about how do we find relief from anxiety and stress in our relationship with God. How do we cultivate gratitude? How do we experience more joy? How do we pray? How do we pour out our petitions to God? How do we have more faith? How do we set ourselves apart for God's glory in ways in which we see and sense His holiness in us? There are many, many ways that we can connect with God. And so today I just want to encourage you in this one. Remember, palms up, palms down, palms up. And may you practice this. And I guarantee you that the stress, worries, burdens of your lives will be lighter as you cast them upon Him. God bless you.